Let's take a look at the new Scatter on Curves tool that became available in Houdini 21. So let's drop down a CopNet. And in the last video, we took a look at the other curve tools. So we already should be familiar with the Curve 3D, which is going to be needed in order to get a scatter or to play around with the scatter and curves. So we need to draw a curve. So again, we can just draw kind of whatever we want out here. I'll just do something like that. And then we have the scatter on curves. So it takes an input curve to start off with, which gives us something like this. So we have our default shape, which is going to be a star. We can change that to whatever we want. So let's drop down an SDF setup, which just drops down these two nodes for us. And let's change this to something else. Actually, that should be fine. And let's do another one here. Let's maybe do a moon. And we can do a cable pack here. This is also new to Houdini 21. We have this new cable pack or cable systems where we can take this cable and input that to the stamps. So if we look at this, we see that there's this green curve or this green input that says cable when you hover over it. We can wire that in, and then we get our inputs here being stamped onto our curve instead of those stars. So I can come in here into the scatter on curves, and I can just drop the scale down. And let's just take this and maybe play with it a little bit, maybe something like that. So we can take our scatter on curves and we can mess around with the scale. That's going to be an overall scale. We have the ability to put in a mask for the scale as well. So if we wanted to, you can just do like a ramp mono. Doesn't matter too much. You can wire that into the scale and you can see how that's going to affect it. So black is going to be 0, white's going to be 1. And you can see that we're going to have that affect our scale. And I can play around with this. Obviously, we can feed it in whatever we want. We could feed in a noise if we wanted to. We can also come in here and mess around with the influence that has on our scale. And this is going to be something that you'll see throughout this entire node, is this scale or this layer mask for the parameter that you're messing with. We can also apply a scale along the curve. Let's just undo that, and you can see what this is going to do. We can mess around with this. And we also have some controls for the actual curve itself. So we have the ability to treat it as a subdivision curve, interpolating curves. We have a scatter seed here. We have our segment length. So I can increase or decrease that. So by default, it's going to be set to this distance distribution. We can just scatter onto the curve itself, or we can do a by count, which is going to just copy a certain number of times. So we can mess around with that, get more or less depending on what we want. And we have some relaxation that will keep them from being on top of each other, or at least try to. So we can go back to by distance here. We can also set a maximum segments, and this is going to affect our curve as well, and just kind of the placement here. Let's go ahead and uncheck that. If I come down to our curve, we have a starting and an endpoint, so we can control where the scatter starts, as well as ends and a smoothing for it. So we can smooth out our curve if we wanted to here as well. We also have this mirror, which is kind of hard to see exactly what's kind of happening here, but it's going to scatter kind of off to one side of the curve, I guess. And then it's going to mirror that across, or give you the ability to mirror that across. So we can play around with the mirror. So we can have them like kind of right on top of each other. You can move them around. You have the offset here. So kind of similar settings there. We have a jitter, so we can mess around with that, get somewhat of a random shape to this. You can offset this along the curve, so we can move our shapes kind of along the curve there as well. We also have an angle parameter here, which allows us to change the angle of our stamps. And again, we can play with a ramp here to drive the angle. So you can see that kind of plays with that, and we can use this to control that angle as well. We can also input a UV map to mess with the direction. We can do a density map for our shapes as well. So if I come back here, let's uncheck that mirror. And the distance, we can do a scatter here, and then we can set our density, and that's going to affect that as well. So let's set that back to distance for now, and we can come back down here. So we have the ability to increment our angle by a certain amount every stamp. We can set a variance for the angle, so you can get either, no angle variance, or we can go all the way up to like 180 degrees or negative 180 degrees if you want. You can also do a min and a max. So very familiar settings you should be used to. You can round to a certain degree step size, which could be helpful for certain shapes if you wanted to. And then, of course, we can also stretch them as well. And we can feed in a map for the stretching for this as well. So we can also take our Curve 3D and we could do the layer from curves. And this gives us some inputs here that we can then use to drive some of these things if we wanted to. Not super, I haven't played around with it a ton. So what I did play around with, it wasn't like super useful, but this does give you some different options for some different things, as well as some controls for some of the settings here for your curve scatter. So two nodes that could kind of play well together, depending on what you're kind of doing. We also have this color stuff here. So we have the ability to change the blending mode. So we have these different options for us, which are pretty common for working inside of COPS. We can change the overall color if we wanted to. If we want to change it to something else. And we can also set this to cycle between our stamp selections. So you see we have an alternating pattern here. By default, it's set to random. We can also do a layer select. So if we only wanted to do a certain one, or if we wanted to keyframe this or something, we could change that as well. And then if you go past that, obviously it's going to give you a default kind of stamp there. Let's set that back to random. And then we have some different settings for our like wrap mode and stuff here. So very familiar stuff there. You can also set an output to, output, whatever we want here, mono, UV, RGB, but let's keep that to RGBA. And of course, you can change around the stamps here if you wanted to get something different. We can also come in here and just change that up, and all updates just very quickly there. So this is useful for a number of different things. I know in the like preview images or like the promotional stuff, they showed a tool for like a what was it? It was like a chain thing where I think they use this for that, to generate a chain that they were able to draw onto, their texture plane, which is kind of cool. You could probably, map this to work along a 3D curve that goes across your geometry or something like that. So you do some different effects with that. Maybe even my first thought with this was even like some sort of a stitching effect would be kind of cool. You can probably achieve that relatively easily with this. I just haven't messed around with it with the stamps and your curve, especially this layer from curves. You can probably play around with these two and get a nice little way of generating some sort of like stitching type effect, like a wound being sewed up, something like that. Like the Frankenstein kind of like head area. That's what that made me think of. So probably pretty easy to generate something like that with these two nodes here, but I haven't messed around with it too much. So just some ideas there for you. But anyways, hopefully this has helped you out. This is the new curve scatter, and that kind of wraps up the curve tools that are new to COPS. So if you weren't familiar with those, make sure you check out the other video that I did on the other curve tools inside of COPS. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and have a good day.